What's going on? It's your man Terrence J, and welcome to another edition of. I got the wrong thing back here, y'all. I got to switch y'all did. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Listen. Y'all got me. Y'all got me all out of sorts, man. Shout out to the Concrete Rose podcast.
Right.
Podcast.
Hey, y'all owe us for this advertisement.
Listen, the
Yeah. Who is that? Because they owe us, man.
The Concrete Rose podcast is a podcast that records with the Radio Therapy Network. So if you would like to have your own podcast, make sure you holler at us at the Radio Therapy Network. So I'm going to put my own plug in there.
That's a shameless plug. Shameless plug.
But listen, it's up there. I looked up and I said, yo, that is not the name of our show. All right. Here we go. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Take two.
Take two. What's going on? It's your man Terrence J, and welcome to another edition of Toxic is the New Masculinity. And to my right, I got my man Bossy. To my left, I got my man KY. And we got a special guest in the building, my man D Walk. Hashtag I am D Walk on all social medias. Now, toxic is the new masculinity. It's just a conversation that lets you know that everything masculine is not toxic. And I know that title has been given to us, so we wanted to do a little play on words. And the great thing about this show is by the end of the show, you might disagree with what we say, but you walk away and saying, you know what? Those guys were masculine and none of them were toxic. I don't know. Every once in a while, my buddy here hits him with a little bit of something, but we got to keep the show going. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody got to
It's all for show business, you know.
He's a pot stirrer.
Hey, man, move his mic over.
Yeah, put his mic in front of him, man. Yeah. So the thing is that that's why we had these conversations, because we wanted to bring you another side of a conversation in man talk that is not of the what they call the red pill society, where it's just going at other people, going at women. No, we might have some differences and some difference of opinions, but you understand that the conversation we have, if you give us a little bit of time, we're headed somewhere. So with that being said, man, I know a lot of times the conversation around men is that we're afraid of commitment. And so, you know, I think a lot of three of us have at least been married before, and D Walk has not been married. Now, I don't know how long it took you to what they call settle down. I was 28. I think, Bossy, you were 44.
44, yep.
Keith, how old were you?
Man, I think I was
young.
Yeah, 21? I was like
20, 21?
I was 23.
Okay, 23. See, I should tell people all the time, I wouldn't even have the conversation about marriage until 25. And I had a long-term girlfriend all the way up until then. I was like, I wouldn't even talk about it because I just said that's the entry age for me to even start thinking that, right? Mm-hmm. But so I start with you, KY. What made you get married so early? You know, because most guys, that is not what's going on in today's society, which I know you didn't get married in today's society.
Dang, bro.
I'm just saying.
Yesterday's society.
Wait, his hashtag is Mr. 61. Hell, he the motherfucker ain't got 20.
Look me up, you see.
Look. And now you got everybody's like, wait, he's 61.
Yeah, right.
The viewers are going up. Hey, but you know what? Because
Just tell him the condom broke.
Not so fast.
Damn.
No.
Let's get married. Hey, we ain't so younger. We might as well do this.
That's the worst reason to get married. Eh? Like, dang. No, but real talk, you know, I went to Marine Corps, and I seen a lot of different things in life. And so, you know, after you go overseas and you come back, you have a different perspective on things. So it grew me up. And I like, man, I had this wild perspective. You know what? You find one that you really like, lock it in. And I said, you get married early, then, you know, you have your kids, then y'all still got life to live. You know, you ain't rolling down the wheelchair, nothing. But one thing I didn't calculate, kids having kids. Miscalculated that one.
Yeah.
So, but I got a beautiful family, man. No regrets at all. I enjoyed it. We grew together. We got a chance to grow up together.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that was big, you know, versus being set in our ways. We grew in our ways together. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bossy, 44, man. That's a long time to wait.
I was
man.
holding out. I was having too much fun. No, let me stop. Not really. Just the same as you, man. I knew one thing I can say of about me, as much as like we were talking pre-show. The one thing I knew is like I know my limits, right? Mm-hmm. I know myself very well, and I knew my head was never going to be right to be married before I was 40. I literally knew that, right? Yeah. I was like, I planned for my life, like business-wise and stuff like that, and I wanted to operate financially and be out in the streets too. And I knew I was just never going to be ready for that until I was like 40, So, and I used to get probably the funniest thing was, college graduate, I got 2 degrees. I started my own business, right? I had no kids, none. Was never married.
Commodity.
You would think that. But then I used to get like, like 35. Y'all on a date. You married? No. You ever been married? No. You got any kids? No. What's wrong with you? What do you want me? You want 16 kids, 3 big babies? Well, I'm buzzing. You working at McDonald's? Like, yeah, it was crazy, man.
Hey, no, he had 1 kid. He had 1 kid.
Oh yeah, it was a rented. It was his.
He had a rented kid. Yeah.
That's right.
Shout out to my son Fats.
Because I would. Fats was a baby. Man, look, put him in that couch.
It's kind of like dudes who put fake wedding rings on.
Yeah.
So
is that how it works? Wait, is that how it works?
That's what I heard.
Okay. Maybe that's what I need to do. I should probably reconsider.
The attention goes
Don't do it. Reconsider.
The attention goes through the roof when you have a wedding ring on.
So
Trust
women
me.
like married men.
Absolutely.
Or at least attracted to married men.
Absolutely. I had a woman grab my hand one day, lift my hand up and say, "So how long you had that problem?"
Whoa.
And I was like, "Yo, first of all, lady, let me go." That was her. I've had this happen more than one time. Like where they grab and look at her like, oh, okay. So what's your name? I mean, and just literally go into it. So like, it's you get less attention when you don't have it on. But I know, like Bossy said, when Bossy said, people would ask what's wrong. So D-Walk, me and D-Walk, for those you don't know, have a podcast called 40 something. So I know he looks young, but Derek's in his 40s. Do people ask you what's wrong when they tell them I have not been married and I do not have kids?
Yeah, one of the first questions I get from women is, "What's wrong with you? Why are you not married? Are you gay? Or
dang,
what's the problem?" Like it's something
crazy.
pessimistic. Yeah. It's something that's like you did something wrong or inappropriate that put you in this position. You couldn't find anybody?
Yes.
But you know what?
How crazy is that?
Listen to what he just said. Like
you couldn't
find anybody. Why would I want to marry anybody?
Right. But you know what? It's the abnormal becoming normal and the normal becoming abnormal. Think about
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
We're functioning in a society like the abnormal. That's the way you're supposed to function.
By this time, you should have already broken 2 homes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
right.
That's the normal.
Right.
And if you don't operate that way, then what's wrong with you for not causing a trail of destruction behind you?
That is very confusing. And it's most confusing with women within a 3 to 5 year age range of me. But I get that from. It's like now they've gone, so they're early 40s, mid 40s.
But they got kids.
They got kids. They're divorced. I had a young lady tell me, "You're not mature enough to date a woman with children."
What?
I'm probably not.
I was like,
you know what?
I might agree with her with that, but look, I may agree with the statement, but I'm sure the energy or the content she used it was
to weaponize. Absolutely.
I think what she's trying to say, you ain't gonna be able to deal with these little bad bastards.
Well,
I mean, kind of bad. My bad. You little bad kids.
They
My
know
bad.
their daddy, right? But no, I think it's from a standpoint of just because I don't prefer to engage to that degree of like relationship and marriage. Mm-hmm. I personally do not want someone else in my household.
Right. Right.
So to that point, my great aunt told me, and I was about 12 years old. She said, never date or marry a woman with kids. She said relationships are hard enough with 2 people. Now you just added at least 4.
Well, you gotta understand.
And
that's
and no,
good
so
information.
but this but this is coming from an elder. This is my great aunt, and so she's training me as a young kid, telling me to never do this.
Right.
So I grew up saying it's not gonna happen. Like, because I don't know anything else but what I've been taught, and I was taught don't do this because I thought about it. I said, well, me and her. She said you now have her kid, and that guy.
Yep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said they're too hard with just you and her. And so I was like, okay. And the one time I dated a girl that had a kid, right? So first of all, people, I remember I said this, but people always remind me now. They say, you remember when you said you ain't putting no car seats on the leather? I said, yeah, because I wasn't finna be dating nobody and got the luxury baby seat, and then we don't work out, and the next girl getting in asking me who baby this was. I said, you weren't messing up my leather seats in my BMW with no baby seat.
Right, for sure.
Plus, I know me. I didn't want to go on family dates. I didn't want to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I didn't want to go to Six Flags. I didn't want to go on family dates. And also,
we just out of control.
Yeah, today. Also, I didn't want to split my resources with something that I didn't have the fun or the opportunity to create, and that was just me. For the people who have kids, who got a woman with some kids, that's a decision that they made. But I know how I am. I'm not splitting my resources with that.
Well, and not and I want to give a shout out to my boy Derek at work. Hey, what's up, Sip? He from the Sip, man. Hey, we holler at you at work, bro. But you're dealing with it's easy, like when it's just 2 personalities. You know, you're dealing with your personality and the person across from your personality. Now, when you interject a kid, and if you interject multiple kids, now you're dealing with all these personalities, and then the person across from you dealing with that personality on a second level, with the second level being the kids involved. So that's a lot of personality. Are you really, to deal with?
Right.
And now you got to learn not just the person across from you.
You got to learn
the
that
kids,
personality,
and then how she reacts with her kids. You understand?
That's her baby daddy
and the baby daddy. Yeah, because that's her village. Whether you want to accept that or not, she's gonna say, "No, we're together." No, that's your village.
Yeah.
Because if it break loose, she's gonna tell you, "Hey, this is we rock together. You the oddball."
But they got mad at Dr. Brian for saying that. Dr. Brian, and as a lady, she said, I don't like she said, I don't like the poly life. And she said, y'all think being in the poly life is all sexual. She was like, no, that's another family that is now merged in. She said, I don't want another family in my family. And I know people have our issues with her, and she says a lot of stuff that I'd be like, okay, whatever.
Right.
But when people got mad when she said that, because she was talking about how the merge happens and how now you have multiple families trying to merge as one.
Right.
And hell, we seen that with in-laws. That's hard. Not to say they can't work. Shout out to everybody who makes it work.
Say, bro.
But I knew I couldn't do it.
I'm getting darts thrown at me over. I'm one family, John.
I was gonna say, like what you said, my philosophy was the same. When I was dating, I would not date women with kids.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I would date women with kids, but not seriously, right? Call it selfish or whatever you want. But for me, like, dating takes time and investing time.
Right.
And for me, just for me, right, I do like that spontaneity of being able to call him, like, let's do this. I mean, the first time it happened, when I called him, it was like, well, I got to get a sitter.
Bossy, been there, bro.
Stepped on.
I've been there.
I apologize for anybody out there, but I'm just being real.
I've been there.
Okay,
I was riding to go pick her up. She said, "Man, my sitter counseled on me. I won't be able to go." And when I made the U-turn, when I made the U-turn, I said, "Man, what the hell are you doing? You ain't got to deal with this."
Right.
Because you know what? And here's the thing that people are going to get mad at. But this is how I saw myself. I had options.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have to do that. So if somebody decides to do that, that's on them. But I looked at it and said, at 25, 26, with my own house, 3 cars, heavily funded 401k and all the benefits you can go. I didn't have to do this.
Right.
Doesn't mean I was the best looking. Don't mean it. But guess what? I talked to one girl one time, she, and she it wasn't about me, but I was trying to hook up with a homeboy. And she said, "What do he look like?" I said, "Well, he got a full-time job. He made this. He got a 401k. He got a house. She said he looked damn good.
Right.
That means that man had options because he provided what a woman was looking for, and she wanted to meet him based off his stats. She said, "I'll figure the rest of this shit."
So you know what? I saw a meme, and it was a dude hugging a woman, and she was naked, and she was hugging the man, and he was made of money. And it was portraying what the man saw when he saw her, what he was looking for and what she was looking for. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
you brought that to light.
Yeah.
And what makes you what makes men the bad guys when we got options? Because women can have options.
Oh, all day long.
And you may not be the best option.
I tell you what it
and
is.
you get cut from the team. And option number one, he like, but we cut you like, oh, you a low down, good for nothing, but you wasn't the best option. Another option came better.
To answer your question, that was 4 shows ago. Accountability.
Accountability.
That's why.
Yo, crazy thing. The same one that I made the U-turn on because the babysitter.
Yeah.
So, I met my wife while I was talking to her. And so when me and my wife started getting together, I picked up the phone, I called. I was like, yo, I think it's gonna be a good idea for us to keep talking.
How'd that work out?
Well, I'll tell you. She said, why? Why not? I said, it's just gonna be. She said, no, go and tell me. I said, well, I'm talking to somebody right now, right? I was cutting off all my stuff, right? So she goes to cuss me out. She hangs up the phone with me. I call right back.
Oh,
you know what I told her?
Yeah, what you told her?
You don't know another motherfucker like me. I told you the truth.
You like a pimp move.
I liked you enough to tell you the truth.
Okay,
because I could have kept coming over there.
Right.
But I told you the truth. And remember, after the first time we did it,
Goldie from now on.
After the first time we did it, she said, I know you just came out of a long-term relationship, but go out there and look and see what you don't want because you can always come back here. So you gave me the pass to go on out there anyway. Why? Because you recognize who I was. So don't come cussing me out because I gave you honesty. I told you I don't think this is going to be a good idea anymore. So you know what? And then I ended up running into it not too long after that, and the look on her face was like, damn, he was a good one.
Well, that's when
I think it's funny. I'm sorry.
No, that's when you get described as toxic because your commitment to being honest is resisted and identified the wrong way because she didn't like it. That's what it was. She didn't like the outcome of what was happening. That there was a new reality that had to be accepted, and she didn't want to accept it. So the best thing to do was to weaponize your truth or the facts against you to cause you harm. That's abuse. That's toxic.
See, I thought it was interesting when you said to her that you cared enough, boy, to tell the truth. Because usually, at that point, for me to tell you the truth, because I don't care.
You don't care. You tell all the truth.
But you know what?
He cut the cord.
Pre-marriage, yeah. I told you because I didn't care. Like, if I wanted to tell you the truth. So it'd be like, leave me alone. Yes, exactly. Like you said.
But you know what, though, Bossy? Like Keith said earlier, wasn't nothing wrong with you. You just wasn't the best option.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't have a problem with you per se. I had a better option, and it
makes sense. It's very logical, very reasonable.
Right.
Yeah, but a lot of times logic get frowned upon.
But you know what? This is gonna be a cruel. I'm about to say something really cruel. Don't shoot the messenger, but it's the truth. If the woman's looking to get married, right? Every woman's looking to get married. Every man's looking to make the best choice. So
best choice to be married.
The best woman to marry.
Right.
Who you gonna marry? It's like if you I'm talking football now. If you the GM, I gotta make this, I gotta go to every combine, I gotta look at everything, and I gotta look at who's the best player out there who will fit me, my program.
This system, right.
Right. So I'm looking, and you're gonna see, I may see D. I said, man, okay, D, we look at you.
Right.
You're nice. I think D's gonna be the one. Let me look at some other things. Then all of a sudden, Bossy available? Whoa.
Okay, well, hold on. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, keep D on the line, but let's talk to Bossy. And it's a decision because you got to understand, it's a big decision.
It's a huge decision.
Huge.
But it feels different when you're the one trying to think about it, fellas, who play ball. It felt different when you're at the mercy of somebody picking you versus
then
being
you was the one picking. I got him. I got him.
But my man Bossy, we coached together. When we had to make a decision who's the best player to put on the field, that's a whole nother feeling. Because you know what? I gotta make the best decision.
Because the responsibility ultimately falls back on you.
On me. You chose this.
Yeah.
When you look up, and fellas, I'm gonna throw a rock at you. You chose that one.
Chose it.
Yeah.
You said that's my number one draft pick.
That's facts. Yeah,
then you get on the team like this man can't throw a 5 and out. What the? Did you check for that?
Yeah.
No, man, because of the way she was handling the ball.
In practice, it was good in practice.
Yeah. You know what? That reminds me of a phrase. You talk about playing sports. How many people you see in practice are good at technique?
Yeah.
Don't translate to the field.
Hey, bro.
Translate to the
Look
field.
good in the helmets and shorts. Oh, that boy can ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Put some pads on.
Pads
Where you
on,
go to?
Yeah, it's a whole nother story. And so when you talk about commitment, and that's want to transition to, a lot of times we always hear what the red flags are when it comes to guys. Like, did you have red flags, Bossy, that you were looking for in a woman where you said, "Yo, she can't be this," or
100%. 100%.
What were some of those red
I
flags?
give you number one. The number one red flag.
That boy on the
I
gate.
I'm giving you number one.
100%. I can never, ever, I was never good at dealing with a female where the relationship was about her and not about us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or better yet, I tell this story real quick and I condense it. This first girl I dated, like seriously in college, right? I dated her for a showpiece. Prettiest girl in college, I wanted her on my arm. Well, one of the prettiest, right? So that's all she was, but she was sincere, you know me, right? Then she broke up with me, which I wasn't expecting. And that was, I didn't see that coming.
We got to talk about the breakups.
Yeah, didn't see that coming, right? And I think I told you guys this before. She said something to me that this is almost 40 years ago that's still with me to this day. She said, I can't be with you no more because me and you only have one thing in common. And she said, and that is the most important person in this relationship to both of us is you.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Like, yo.
Hey, that was a long walk back.
That's what I'm saying.
That was a long walk
said.
thinking about that
Man,
one.
jack me up. And she said that too. I was like,
Bossy said, well.
And the problem is,
hey, you the baddest on campus. I pulled you, which means that what that make me.
I wish I could have came back like that because I wanted to.
You were sure.
Wow.
But then coincidentally, that's how I had become. I'd be like, if our relationship is not important to you, then you not the one for me. And that's exactly. I mean, you know the story. When I met my wife, when we got finished talking, I said, I'm gonna marry you.
Yeah.
Straight up. Called him. Like, dude, I found the one.
I was like, hey, I had to sit down and get a drink.
So as a person who's I haven't crossed that line, right? Like, what was it if you had to explain or describe it as a feeling or like something to kind of like when we started to feel this, what did you feel? Or what did you know? Or what did you understand about the moment?
That was the whole thing. You talking about when I first met her?
Or just to make the statement, I'm gonna marry you. To already know what you know.
So it's kind of hard to accomplish 2 hours in 2 minutes. But the bottom line is what T was saying earlier about logic, right? Love is not an emotion, right? Love is a choice. Love is a choice that brings about emotion, but it's a choice, right? And again, it was her whole vibe. One was honesty. One was came right out the box. Told me her whole life pays like, yo, this me, this it, no chaser. One was her sincerity. One was also discernment. in my opinion, we said it before in some old shows. I think every man, the time he initially meets a woman, he knows exactly where he wants her to be in her life. Now, more dates in time, she'll either get elevated or get demoted. But the bottom line, generally, you have an idea if you just want to bang her, you just want to date her for a couple of times, have fun, you want her a girlfriend, or, and it shouldn't happen often, yo, that's the one I see as my wife, right?
Right.
And she had hit
all
those.
all
And
of
I
it,
had never, and I told her this, I was straight serious. As many women have I dated or been involved with, like I used to be, I've been all the time, man. I've been the other dude, the maintenance man, all of the boyfriend. I've been them all, right?
The side dude, the splash Billy.
And facts. This is just facts, right? And he'll tell you, like I said, we play ball together. He knows. Listen, I'm going too long with it, but let's put it this way. His ex-wife, one day told me straight up, she's like, don't you bring another to my house unless you go to am I lying?
No, you're lying.
Don't you bring, so it was that she was the first one I met. Her whole entire vibe was completely different.
Wow.
And it was sincere.
Wow.
And I had enough discernment to understand it's sincere. And I told her, I said, I'm going to marry you. And she said, okay. Yeah, she got a ring a year later. As I told you.
So what's red flags for you, D? Well,
red flags for me, man, red flags for me is arguing. I have no desire to go back and forth.
That's why you single.
I have no
have
desire.
The wherewithal not to argue. You're smart.
Well, the arguing means that we're going to compete. If we're going to compete, my masculinity, my nature is to destroy you, but I can't love you and destroy you. Like I don't have the ability to celebrate that.
That's real talk.
And if we're gonna be in that competitive space, that's hard. I'm gonna now be at risk of being harmed myself because I put myself in this position that I confuse my body. Like to have the nature of the response, the natural response is to compete or fight, but I can't hit you. I can't, and not that I just literally can't hit you, but I can't do the thing to dominate you. I'm now that's an abusive relationship that I have for myself, and I don't want to abuse myself.
That's like somebody taking a stick and rattling the cage of a lion.
And
that's that's what that is.
But I've said that all the time when I tell ladies. I think our last guest, I told them, you got to understand, anytime we get into any altercation with you, we have to come to your arena to fight. You never have to come to my arena. Your arena is verbal, mine is physical.
Right.
So and most of the time, if you're not an articulate guy and a guy who can actually think through the process and see the games that gets played through manipulation through words, most guys can't. So that means that when they step into that arena of a verbal altercation, and women know that I don't have to make sense, I just got to throw a lot of words at him, and he's going to get confused. Well, I tell them all the time, when men run out of words, we ball fists. And so when guys just walk out of the room or just don't talk to you, it's because he knew he ran out of words and he know what his next thing is. So he leaves. But then you label him as stonewalling, you label him as abandoning, so he gets labeled all these things.
Mentally abusive.
Emotionally bankrupt is what I heard when I was in college. You don't love me, you are emotionally bankrupt. And I was like, wow, I've never heard that. And it's really serious because I'm good with the words too. Like that's the other part for me. I'm good with the words. Like I can. I was on the debate team. I know. I've learned. I've trained. I've been prepared. I've researched enough. I'm aware
like
enough.
Well, lyric writing song.
But you know what you're saying, D? You're saying I'm a debater. I'm an ender. And when I say I'm an ender, see, it's real simple. When a woman comes to you, they have something in mind that what their feelings are it's real. Your feelings are real. They're really real. But they're gonna project those on you.
Absolutely.
So here's the deal. I always say, I say, well, what are you feeling? And you're like, I feel like you did this and this made me angry. And they'll tell me what I did. So how did that make you feel? Made me feel angry. I say, okay, well, let me tell you what my intentions were. Now, my intentions may not line up with your feelings, but what the part is a lot of women can't accept is no, I don't want to believe that.
Yeah.
but I'm telling you what my intentions are. Now you can continue to feel that way, but these are my intentions.
That's so poetic. Listen, this man told me he took his pants off one day and said, "Put them on. You want them?" That's how he is to go
say, "Now I was on younger days, man. You want to wear the pants? Throw them on. Don't fit. I know, right?" I mean, hey, man, that's what my uncles gave me that bad advice, bro.
That's real. We joke about, and I've told you guys this before. Like my wife had a friend who decided to play for the other team, right? And she was talking. My wife was talking to her best friend. They was having a conversation about this girl, this chick, right? And my wife was talking, yeah, and she was opening the door for the girl and grabbing her bags. And my wife's girlfriend said, hold on. She said, I would never switch, but I'd be damned if I switch it. I'm gonna be the dude.
Because they know. Because they know. Exactly.
Exactly the point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She like,
Yeah. So when you know and you start you then act like you don't, so that you can be in the victim role, like, well, I had no, you know. You know, we say this about racism. Oh, you know. Mm-hmm. But then you had to act like, well, I never knew this was happening, right? So red flags, you said, are you red flags for you, KY?
Ooh. How do you forgive? I don't know if that's a red flag, but
basically somebody who can't forgive.
Right. And
holding grudges.
And how I tell is how do you end your last relationships? And I can bring up conversation. I pay attention to body language, elevation of voices, and it's like, okay, you're still hanging on to something, and because I'm not gonna always be the best version of me. And then it goes farther, guys. I always talk about this. So do you understand what love is? Mm-hmm. Because are you willing to forgive? Are you, and I'm like, we've been down that road with love. So people who really know what love is, know what I'm talking about. It's because it holds no accountability. It holds no count. Mm-hmm. I don't want a person that you fester. I was that person. Internalized, fester, like, oh, man, I'm not gonna say that. But inside of me is going. It's revving up. But I need a safe place. Red flag me. If I come to you and say, hey, I want to talk to you about something. This is on my mind. This is real. This is where it's at. And like you said, before we know it, it's an argument.
Oh yeah. It's our.
What's crazy? The last conversation I had with my ex, I told her, I said, you know what? I said, I just saying, let's go for a walk. I'm gonna make this fast as I can. I said, you know what? I'm gonna say something. Because my big deal now in life is being transparent. So I'm going to let you know what's going on me, what's my feelings, what's going on. Not asking you to fix anything, no blame on anything. I'm not blaming you for anything. I just want you to know what's going on over here. Bruh, by the time I was finished,
it was your fault.
Everything was my fault.
I
said, the deal is, I said, you don't understand. I'm not charging you up for anything.
I'm letting you know.
I'm giving you the most vulnerable part of me, and I want to see how you're gonna receive that.
Step on that shit.
yeah.
What he knows, what he shares, she called me after that conversation, right? And I shared with him the funniest thing about that is she was. What did you say when we walked in? You could tell y'all known each other for 30 years. She was talking to him like I had never met him before. And I was sitting there, I won't say her name, but I was just like, this is me. Like, I know, I'm trying to tell you, no, that's not the case.
Yeah.
This is me. I said, you ain't going to tell me. I knew the dude. Like, he was my roommate on the road. I know him, right? Right, I'm not married to him, but you're not going to tell me he did X, Y, Z. Like, I know him, right? Yeah. But all it came down to, like you said, and I'm not dumping on, I'm just being real. It was that not willing to be accountable, or, as you said, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, or tell you what I mean. If you decide to take it for anything else but what I said and the content I'm delivering, that's not on me. That's on you.
I can't. Let me tell you something. You ain't got to open the door. I'm out. I'm going through it. Yeah. I'm out. That's a killer for me.
You know what? And I think D Walk said something about the competing, and I know that's a big thing for you, is that
Yeah.
competition within their relationship. What does that stem from? Is that have you in today's dating, because you're a single guy,
Absolutely.
is there competition now in relationships?
Ooh, that's loaded. So the short answer is yes. Now we have to. I think I see it from the paradigm of society. There was a point when men competed with the men in the social space, and men would come home to the women. They wouldn't have to compete. As women have entered the workforce, it's competitive.
Right.
And so competitive energy, as y'all understand, it takes you can't just turn it on and turn it off. And so now you've got men and women and people in the social space in competition, but can't reflect and understand how to be in a more, we'll say, submissive state in the domestic space. And submission meaning who's the best for the job, who's the best person to get it done. If you going to work, wife, means I need to stay home for a little bit and take care of the kids, I'm willing to submit to that. Right. But in the workplace, that type of submission doesn't happen because you got it's a corporate structure. It's faceted on the idea is merit, not necessarily ability. Because the best people aren't always in the best position. But if you're working with someone in your domestic space, it's about you two putting each other in the best position so that the whole can win. And so some of it, I think, it stems from that. I think it stems from the nature of, listen, the response. The legal, we can talk about the legal system, right? As it relates to like male parents. I've watched my friends' lives change because, they did something in the way that their wife and child's mother didn't want them to do. And that became his entire life change. Or she wasn't happy and she took the kids and his life changed. And I've seen these things happen where you talk about competition. I don't play a game I think I'm gonna lose.
Right.
You know what? You made me, and you made me think about something that you just said, and it's in my own experience with my wife. And I'm not. Hopefully, I can articulate this correctly. I'm not making a blanket statement, but I am saying something you said that made me think. You were talking about the arena competition, right? And you said that you can't turn that on and off. I'm not saying you're wrong. That's not my point. What I am saying is that, I've been an athlete all my life, right? And you do have a switch where, depending on the circumstance, it's time to ball. Like, I know people say you practice how you play, and that's true, but I was completely different. He'll tell you I was horrible at practice. I was lazy. But when it's time to ball, it's time to ball because my atmosphere was different.
Right.
But that's not my point. My point was when we talk about my wife, right? My wife is she's very competitive, extremely, but not in the house. But my wife is a former athlete. She was used to being in that. This is where the fight happens.
Yes.
This is where
and she's the team. She knows how to be a team player
exactly.
too.
Yeah.
Which is the other part of that, right?
I don't know if sports has it, but
absolutely.
That plays a huge role. That's huge.
Because there have been conversations, and I think we brought it up here. One of you guys brought it up about, in general, a lot of young men play sports.
100%.
Well, a lot of the competitions that's not sports that girls play, it's one winner. It's individualized. When you talk about beauty pageants and you're talking about
it's one crown.
It's one crown. So unless she played sports, which by the numbers, the majority of girls don't. A lot of that team concept is a problem.
Right, exactly.
And you don't get a chance. And then also when you look at it, you say, okay, well, now we're gonna go through, and because we have a team, we also understand the hierarchy. We understand who's the coach. We understand who's the star player. We understand who's the role player. We understand that. And you have to be in those situations to understand, right? To know that side. So like I said, I do understand about the competition part, because honestly, that's what we're built on.
That's nature.
You don't compete against me because you now flip that game time switch.
Right.
And then that's when you say, I don't know, I turn this off. As long as the lights on, so unless you go turn the lights on,
I don't hear no whistle blow.
Right.
We go
but you know what? And fellas, we're saying something. It's really something really huge in this. When men, because we play free and strong, So me and him, we were quarterbacking this thing together. We never argued with each other. So we had some games, man. Some games we getting the brakes beat off. I say, bro, let's just
not often.
Not often. I'm only thinking of one. I'm only really thinking of one game, and he don't like me to ever bring that up. And, that was the one time I said, hey,
another show. That's another show.
You don't ever want to talk about that game.
Why you gotta bring up old stuff?
I want to be on that show.
But real talk is we always came together, whether bad or good on that field, bro. We came with let's put a plan together. Soon as we've all played sports. As soon as we start arguing with each other,
we're done.
You lose the game. You lose.
So in a relationship, in a marriage, as soon as it becomes about, it's about me.
Yeah.
And it's about the other, everybody's selfish in this boat.
Yeah.
It's over.
It's a wrap.
It's over.
You watch teams, you like, oh, they're not gonna last. Not because they don't all have skill, not because they don't all have talent.
Yeah.
But you see that their chemistry is somebody's competing chemistry. Yeah. Like the makeup of this environment. In this environment with these variables, here's what the outcome becomes. It becomes very challenging to move forward. And the other part about even from a nature hunter standpoint is like if you take away guns and take it back to like throwing a rock or something, like you're not gonna throw that rock until you have the sense that you're gonna hit that thing. Right. And so we don't strike. We're not looking to strike too many times. You get one time.
Right.
And so the methodology of that is to like really be observant, really be quiet, really be what some would describe as meek or humble, which is really low to the ground, low to the earth. That idea of performance from a man is suppressed, right? Because if you don't, if you're not loud, if you're not being extra, if you're not doing all this, you're strong. If you're doing all that, you're strong. If you're being patient and cognitive and understanding and considerate, you're weak. The same as when you're a man over 40. What's wrong with you? Yeah. How did that become the normative? And now you end up in an entanglement, right? Or a situation where you're going back and forth and arguing. And now it's like, because we all know, like we don't know. I don't know. I've never seen y'all, right? Y'all too, right? But we know the threat of violence exists.
100%.
Right? Like we know we can get a sense of what each of us could do if we need to go and speak that type of language. And our objective is never to go there.
Right.
And in spaces where you have competition and you're willing to compete at a level or compete in a way that's willing to really, you're ignorant of it because you don't know how to interact with men. Yeah. You're gonna push those buttons and you're gonna say he overreacted. Yeah. Or you're gonna say his tone is this when he's just speaking directly. Y'all didn't argue. You're trying to get out this work. You're trying to work it out.
Yeah. We had a common goal.
Yeah. Right.
About my wife. Yeah. About what was important, right? But we had a common goal and a thing to win.
Right.
We trying to win.
Right.
All right. Yeah. But forget your attitude. Forget mine.
Yeah,
we're trying to win.
But I think so when D-Walk brought up the conversation about when we've seen these teams that have they're full of talent, but devoid of chemistry, right?
Right.
And a lot of times, what are those teams made of? Multiple alphas. So that's why we always push back when a woman says, I'm an alpha female, because now we start saying, is this a competition about to come on?
You know how I feel about that, bro. Don't even bring that up. I'm about to throw this mic clean at you, dog.
Right? But that's a dominating response.
The boss.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Jerry Woods, man, from Southwest Airlines, man. What's up, bro? Appreciate you watching the show. Go ahead.
But that anything that did now, ladies, I want to be clear. There is nothing wrong with a title. There's nothing wrong with a title or a title hierarchy. That's not the issue. It's the way you carry yourself of that title, right? There's one thing to say, like you did, to say, hey, I'm the CEO of XYZ company. There's one thing to say that.
Right.
But to identify yourself, to elevate me above you, that's a whole different thing. That's more insecurity than anything. You know what I mean? And so when women label some of these very masculine terms, boss B, alpha female, and stuff like that, so I'll speak for me. Your presentation of that appellation to me is off-putting because it's a way to elevate your dominance, not speak to your intelligence or value. All right. So
yeah.
Which happens between men as well. Like we don't come in and say there's not a situation. When I say this, when I see men who are doing that, I can tell they're raised by the head of household is a woman.
Yeah. Because you
know what? And I'm gonna tell you something. It's funny. There's a clip that's going around. It was these two rookies. I think they were on the Houston Texans. The dude said, "Yo, man," they was in practice training camp. "Yo, we not talking. We're not communicating. And if we don't get this right, they're gonna cut you. They're gonna cut me." The dude was like, "Man, just watch how you say it." He said, "I'm coming to you like a man." "Nah, but just watch how you say it." He was like, "Dude, I'm trying to tell you, our job is on the line." "I know, but this is how you say it." He was so caught up in. I said, I can tell which one had men in their life, and I can tell which one didn't. So because the one that kept getting caught up on you not saying, you're not talking to me nice. Well, we out here on the football field and we trying to make hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars.
Yeah, you're talking about nice. Nice to be making some money.
Translation, you're not acknowledging my feelings.
hey man, but you know what? What you just said is so many women out here, and not knowingly, they're raising emotional men. And an emotional man is more dangerous than an emotional woman.
Very much so.
And they don't realize you're raising this kid to be so emotional when something come across on him.
He has no problem solving skills. He reacts off of how he feels. And I'm gonna tell you what you can.
And he can't strategize outside.
No, because it's all about him.
Yeah.
And his emotion.
Yeah.
And his emotions overrules, trumps anything in front of him.
Yeah.
Until they acknowledge to the point where he believes believes those emotions are satisfied.
Yeah.
He's not satisfied, and he's going to war with you.
Yeah.
Another quick analogy is like it was a box in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing they told you is like, you can't fight mad. So you can't think or outthink or strategize when you're mad.
Right.
Because being mad is emotional and it will cloud all your judgment. And so typically, like when we were raised by our dads, we're raised to be tough, hard, calculated. For the most part, right?
Right.
But you're right. When you, unfortunately, if you don't have a father in your life and you're raised by a woman, is generally the first expression is how you feel.
Right. Right.
That's dangerous. Go ahead.
But I was going to also say this, because what I see a lot of the ladies do, who, if the dad for whatever reason is not present, what I see them do, the ones that are doing it, I believe, in my opinion, the right way, they make sure that boy gets around. He has a circle. He has somebody that's of male stature that they turn him over to, so that he can get that, because men have to pick up things from men.
Yeah. Right.
Because that emotional part, if you don't ever see that, if you don't see how sometimes, like you said, we sit back and we strike once because we got to make sure we can knock out our target, or we got to make sure that whatever we do, the old saying, measure twice, cut once. That's right.
Yeah.
And so it ain't just about letting off a lot of bullets this way. No, the person who goes out there with the machine gun ain't as praised as a sniper.
Yeah.
Because it takes tact, it takes patience, and then there's an appreciation of the skill set for you to be able to be so calm no matter what's going around you, to be able to take out your target. So that's how we look at each other and we praise each other, like, yo, you've been able to be tactical, is what I would look at. You going out here on emotion, and you got a job done, but look at the destruction.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, was it worth it? So now we get back to ROI, and see, everything is going to go through. We're going to look at things almost like a line number item. Hey man, that didn't add up. And so we look at guys in that way, and you ever been around dudes where you recognize, but you ain't got enough man in you to be around me.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't enough. It ain't enough.
You got too much broad in you. You got too much broad in you.
Because you know what? He's dangerous.
You are a risk to my safety, and I will die before you kill me.
Yeah.
Because that's the dude when we all hanging out, he popping off like, what is he doing over there now?
And so it's even more risky. I've experienced it even more risky with women. If I can't, I'm less. My level of commitment is based on how I can predict how you respond. If I can't predict how you respond in a situation, I'm not committed. I have to be committed to me because I cannot commit to something that's unstable.
You're wild card.
You're
wild
card.
Why you're wild?
I don't know
Right, and those and you know, and people will ask me, you know, how you able to do it? How is it? I don't think I did anything magical to not fall into the trap of what some would describe as marriage, or marrying the wrong person, whatever that is, or having that type of outcome. What I've been able to do is like mitigate risk. Oh no, you risky.
Yeah,
I've seen what you did. I've seen what you said yes to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's crazy is
and a lot of what you just said. So real quick, what you just said is women don't give us credit for that, for having the ability to mitigate risk. Our entire lives are strategy.
Yeah.
It's all strategy, all strategy and opportunity for a win. That's our lives.
Yeah,
right.
And a lot of times women don't respect that, but we can say, like you said, you are a tremendous risk. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No. You spot on. You took the words out of my mouth. Go for it, bro. But that's good, man. Because you're right. Because we look at things, and we at the same time, while I'm laughing, I'm watching. And just because I don't say nothing, don't mean I didn't see nothing.
Yeah,
that's what women don't understand. But you was sitting there, you was like, yeah, but I was watching. I was paying attention to you.
I wonder, one of those statements we got about Joseph Walker, he was saying exactly, Black women ideals and opinions are not solid gold. There are a variety of women with different perspectives. You guys had women on there talking about cutting the air before she gets in the car, opening the doors, that they want to be treated old-fashioned without doing what old-fashioned women did. It's all about me.
Who said that?
Joseph Walker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What's up, Joseph, man? That's Hey, Southwest representing tonight. What's up, man? Hey, anybody doing anything at work? Good look, Joe. Yeah.
No, I think that's a pretty accurate. I don't disagree with that. It sounded reasonable.
So the thing is that when we talk about old fashioned real quick, we talk about old fashioned treatment and stuff like that. I think a lot of times a lot of that is glorified, right?
Yeah.
And we don't have all of the information of the things that happened back then. So I think we just got to be careful. I'll just leave it there. We got to be careful before you go back and glorify, because I always tell people, I said, you want people like your granddad or like granddad did? I said, remember, the song Papa Was a Rolling Stone ain't a new song. Okay?
Yeah.
That's an old song. And guess what? The milkman was sliding through while granddad's at work. So we talk about all these old stuff. And I'm like, look.
Okay, you brought up some, and I got a question for everybody. Okay, I'm Mr. 61, so I'm gonna go back a little bit.
you fashion, not just old.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back a little too far. But what happened to the woman who fought for her man? When I say that,
You mean like fight in a relationship? Not
I'm talking about like, hey, look here, Annie Mae. You keep your button from working around the house.
Hey,
I'm gonna bust a cap in you.
Good. I'm good. That's a risk.
You know what happened?
But I'm just talking about they when I said fought for it, they wasn't giving up their man. Now women said, take him then.
Okay, couple things happened. One, again, we talk about romanticizing that time. One, the options for her to go stand on her own wasn't there. Right. So now they're like, I can have a bank account, so I can get my own apartment. I don't need a man to sign for anything.
Got you.
Then you move it all the way up into today's time. I feel, when I say feel, I feel I got options because I got a lot in my inbox, right?
Right.
And so now you can go because I can go out and get another one. Where the fallacy on that comes in a lot is that those guys in your inbox are there usually for one thing, not for what you want, right? And a lot of times we got to not get caught up on what we deem or what we see as options through inbox, because I'm not gonna mention her name, but in my opinion, there's a celebrity that I think got inundated with inboxes, and she ended up leaving her husband, and she don't. It's her persona online now is totally different, and everybody's like,
bro.
"What did you leave him for again?"
Say, bro, let me tell you something. After my divorce, I sat down for a minute. I got bored one night. I'm gonna keep one thing out. I said, you know what? Facebook dating. Let's check it out. Man, let me tell you something. Put my profile up. You know, just kept it blah. Let me tell you something, man. I shut that thing down about 5 minutes, bro. About 5 minutes. So I was like, you know what? Everybody up in here after one thing, and and it's women. It ain't men, it's women. They after one thing, bro.
Well, you know what? They think if they get that, they can get your money. Yo, listen.
I got $2.
Hey, man, listen. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Toxic is the New Masculinity. You know, and as we are usually always saying, man, our conversations are not toxic. We have our own viewpoint. Men have men talk, and it's not always about trying to discredit somebody or whatever, but a lot of times we just point out some things we see, and you have to be able to respect our feelings and thoughts and point of views as you would like for ours to do.
And my man coming out with an album, man.
No, one first, I appreciate y'all brothers for having this space and allowing me to kind of just share and converse with you. Absolutely. I know y'all don't know me, and to see that there's some synergy, there's some connectivity just with ideas and the language that we share and the words that we express.
Nice.
I dig that. So thank y'all for having me on Toxic is the New Masculinity.
And tell us about your album, man. I want to hear.
Real quick. So I'm a spoken word artist, and so when I say I'm good with words, I say things that make sense and not just dollars. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My bad. Do you perform in Dallas?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to get mad because I've been looking for a shoot. I ain't been to a good spoken word since what was this?
Yeah.
What was Erykah Badu's? I forgot the name of it already.
Was she naked?
Oh, Sankofa.
Reciprocity. Did you go to Reciprocity? Yeah.
Reciprocity. That was down on like an old cliff.
Yeah.
So when you perform it,
so man, each and every Thursday I'm at Esco. It's 2 Chainz restaurant here in Dallas. It's right downtown.
What day again?
It's called Esco. ESCO.
You say 2 Chainz?
It's 2 Chainz. The rapper is his restaurant.
Okay.
Yeah, so he got a restaurant here with a franchise. That's on Thursdays. I'm at a place called Hamburger Mary's on Mondays. I do one with a live band, and I perform everywhere, man. I'm about to pick up my performances again.
Okay.
I perform all over in Vegas, LA, and really doing this thing with spoken word and poetry.
I'm glad you're here. You mad at me when I go to the concerts in LA? He's the one that take me. Okay, I go out there with him.
I don't like him either.
He was on the show talking about TV going out in LA. Why he didn't tell me and wifey? I'm like, yo, I got invited.
He not telling the story right. You know what I mean? I told you, T like, yo, T, like, you know, we gonna do a show. Man, I'm out of town right now, and I'm like, okay, cool. Then he showed me videos of Coco Jones. Like, he didn't make it sound like he would pay him down the street.
Hey, man, no.
Then he showed me like you can see the sweat off Coco Jones' face singing. Yeah. I'm like, this nigga, excuse me.
We like LA.
You see videos of Tony Braxton performing, and he can reach out and judge. I'm like, I ain't.
Hey, I was about to show you the picture where he holding Tony Braxton microphone.
See what I'm saying?
Right. I just try to take the heat off of me. But listen, you guys stay tuned in. Make sure to like our YouTube page. Toxic is the New Masculinity. Make sure you go on there, share it, subscribe to the page. Keep our subscribers number going up. Y'all know we're going live from there and Keith Young's page. But eventually we're gonna get off Keith Young's page and go strictly YouTube. So
say hold on, bro. Quick. Saying the whole government.
If they own your page, they know your name.
Mr. 61.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I didn't know what 60 number he was about to say at
first. Hey, and knowing him, probably a good idea.
Hey, man, we'll see you guys on the next episode.
I got
all right.